Ralph, written by Dana Kruger. A Whispered Realms story dedication for Natalie, whose love of raccoons inspired this story. May her furry friends always stay friendly. Natalia was the kind of woman who trusted animals more than people. She volunteered at shelters, left food out for strays, and once bottle-fed a litter of kittens she found in a dumpster behind the grocery store. Her boyfriend used to joke that she'd turn their home into a zoo if he didn't stop her. When they moved to a quiet house near the edge of a small college town, it felt like heaven to her trees rustling behind the yard, deer that wandered through in the mornings, and a silence that wrapped around the house like a blanket. He traveled for work most weeks, so Natalia spent a lot of evenings alone. She didn't mind. The quiet suited her. Then came Ralph. It was late, the night air thick with rain. Headlights cut across something on the shoulder, a shape dragging itself along the road. She slowed, saw fur, a glint of eyes, and before she could talk herself out of it, she pulled over. The raccoon was small, filthy, and limping on a mangled leg. He hissed when she approached, but she spoke softly, wrapped him in her hoodie, and took him home. She cleaned the wound, fed him soft food, and stayed awake until dawn, listening to his breathing steady in the box beside her bed. When he recovered, she couldn't bring herself to let him go. She called him Ralph because, she said, it just fit. He followed her everywhere. He learned where she kept the snacks, pawed open the refrigerator door, and sometimes curled beside her on the couch. When she talked, he'd tilt his head like he understood every word. Her boyfriend wasn't thrilled. "He's wild, Nat," he warned. But he was gone more often than not, and the house felt less lonely with Ralph around. Then the small things started. Ralph growled when she got too close while he was eating. She found claw marks in the cabinet doors. Once, she woke to the sound of something heavy sliding across the floor. Found him standing on the counter, his paws red from the raw chicken he'd pulled from the sink. "Ralph," she whispered, half laughing, half shaking. He stared at her, unblinking. A week later, her boyfriend left again. 3 days, he said, kissing her goodbye. "Don't let that thing sleep in the house." That night, she woke to scratching steady, rhythmic, like nails on wood. She found the trash ripped open, scraps scattered across the kitchen. When she bent to clean it, Ralph lunged. His claws caught her forearm. His teeth sank deep. "Ralph!" she screamed, shoving a chair between them. He bolted under the couch, snarling. Blood dripped down her wrist. She wrapped it in a towel and called animal control. But it was Sunday. They couldn't come until Tuesday. She locked him in the laundry room. All night, she heard him pacing, scratching, biting at the door. Around 3 a.m., it went quiet. In the morning, the doorframe was splintered. The window above the dryer was open. Ralph was gone. Natalia tried to convince herself he'd run back into the woods where he belonged. She spent the day cleaning and keeping the door shut tight. By evening, she finally started to relax, until she heard its soft claws on hardwood. One step, then another, then the creak of her bedroom door. She sat up, heart hammering. Ralph stood in the doorway, fur slick with rain, eyes glinting in the dark. He didn't move. He just stared. "Ralph!" she whispered. He lunged. When police entered the house 2 days later, her car was still in the driveway, the lights on, and the back door broken from the inside. What they found inside didn't look human anymore. The report listed it as an animal attack, likely a raccoon. But the paw prints in the hallway were too large, too deep, and they led straight out the open window, back toward the woods. Neighbors still say they see one sometimes, bigger than the rest, fur matted and dark, padding slowly along the tree line at night. If you listen closely, you can hear it breathing, almost like it's waiting.
If you like what you see, follow Whispered Realms on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. There's always more waiting in the dark.